Hello, everyone. This is the Daily Fantasy 5 for today, Friday, March 15th, and we are bringing you news, some bad news for the Cleveland Browns, some gossip out of the Los Angeles Dodgers camp, and an NBA sit and start for tonight's matchups. But before we do all that, let's talk about our sponsor, www.mathradio.com, where you can be the hero of your household by grabbing a online math course for your children between the ages of 7 and 17. Go there to get better grades, score higher on tests, and even get into college. Sign up for a math course at Math Radio for as little as $9.99. Go there today. That is www.mathradio.com. All right, let's get into the 5 things you need to be worried about today in the world of fantasy sports. So we're going to start in the NFL with the bad news Browns. So for some reason this offseason, they signed Kareem Hunt, even though they already have Chubb on their team, who was awesome last year. So I guess they wanted him to be insurance. Well, he, I guess, can be insurance for the second half of the year because he will be out for the first 8 games. Now, I don't see any way you can spend a roster spot on Kareem Hunt. If you have him in a dynasty league, I mean, if you have deep rosters, I guess you can stash him. He might be, good in the second half of the season because he'll be fresh. And in a new league, I just don't see how you can draft this guy this year. He's going to miss the first 8 games, and I mean, who knows if he's going to get any playing time at all when he comes back? He might just get cut. Who knows? So, I would not even consider drafting Kareem Hunt. Story number 2, we are going to move to the world of baseball, and we'll talk about some gossip coming out of the Los Angeles Dodgers camp. So Clayton Kershaw has thrown 2 successful bullpens. We talked about the bullpens earlier this week and how I would get on board if he threw them efficiently. Well, he did. He threw 20 pitches in the first bullpen on Monday and then 31 pitches yesterday. No problems, no injuries, no nothing. So I'm back on board. Give me some Clayton Kershaw. I'll take him, please. Right now, he's being drafted as the 21st starting pitcher, 78th overall. Yeah, give me all of that. I'll take all the Clayton Kershaw stock. I'll pick him up in the 7th round because those guys in the middle of a fantasy baseball draft, that's where you can win your league, right? With my first and my second pick, I want to be cautious. I want to take a guy who has a proven track record of production and injury-free seasons. Now, in the 6th, 7th, 8th, 9th rounds, I want guys with huge upsides that can win me my league. Because if the guy doesn't pan out, no big deal, right? It was only a 6th, 7th round pick. But with Clayton Kershaw, you can get someone in the 7th round who's a top 5 pitcher. Would it surprise you at all if Clayton Kershaw finished the year as a top 5 pitcher? It certainly shouldn't, right? It wouldn't surprise me. He was one of the best pitchers in all of baseball as little as 2 years ago, and I don't think he's washed up. If he can be healthy, he can be super productive for you this year. On the same lines, out of the Dodgers camp, Corey Seager actually played shortstop for the first time since he was injured last year. So this is big news. He was a previous NL Rookie of the Year. For 2 seasons in a row, he hit around 300 with 20 plus RBIs. 20 plus home runs. So if he plays, say, 150 games this year, I have no doubt the guy can hit for 300 and put up about 25 home runs. It sounds totally reasonable to me. And for a guy you can grab in the 6th round at shortstop, those are awesome numbers. He's currently being drafted as the 11th shortstop, and I think he will. If he plays 150 games, I think he's going to finish in the top 3 at shortstop. I really do. And that is amazing value. You're getting him like 4 rounds ahead of where he should go. So Corey Seager and Clayton Kershaw, both out of the Dodgers camp, I would be going after both guys. Seager in the 6th and Kershaw in the 7th of your standard fantasy baseball drafts. Now, let's move on. We have one more football note before we go for the NFL. Golden Tate was signed by the Giants. Man, do I not get this deal. So 4 years, $37.5 million. Oh, I don't know. I'm lost for words with the Giants at this point. I just completely give up. So he's guaranteed $23 million. Why would he want to go there? And why would they want him? Like, I don't know. Are you trying to win games? You just gave away like all your best players, your best defensive player, your best wide receiver, a top 5 wide receiver. I mean, what are we trying to do? Eli Manning, done. It's donezo, right? If they don't take a quarterback this year, they're nuts. And I mean, that's not going to really help them this year either. They're going to be awful. I mean, Golden Tate is basically going to have no value. I wanted to see him go to the Patriots on like a 1-year prove-it deal since he really didn't do much with Philly last year. But I guess that's not going to happen, right? So Golden Tate, I think you can just wipe him off your board. I mean, at the end of a draft, would I be interested? I don't know. Not really. No, give me somebody with some upside. What's he going to do on the Giants? Nothing, right? So if you have him in a dynasty, a keeper league, I mean, I would try to get rid of this guy, right? Trade him to a Giants fan. That's the best I can do for you. All right. So last night in the NBA, not much happened. There were some good games, but no major injuries. So that's good for us here on the show. Let's give you a sit and a start. My start for tonight is Patty Mills of the San Antonio Spurs. So Derek White, who has been playing guard for them this year, been averaging about 30 minutes, is not going to play tonight for the first game of the back-to-back. So that should open up all kinds of minutes for Patty Mills. I expect him to get 30 minutes, and at a price tag of only $3,600, I expect him to get at least 20 points, which would be a very nice return on a $3,600 player. So in every format, I would be starting Patty Mills tonight for the San Antonio Spurs. Now, my sit for tonight was my start last night. I'm talking about De'Aaron Fox. So I loved him against the Celtics. I laid it all out yesterday, and he crushed it last night. 48 points, maybe my best call of the year. All right, so De'Aaron Fox killed it. Tonight, he's going for $8,000 against the Philadelphia 76ers. Now, this is the fourth game of a road trip. It is the second night of a back-to-back. What else is there? Philly has a decent defense. He's going for $8,000. I just don't see how you can draft this guy in a daily fantasy lineup. Now, if he's on your team, you probably got to start him. You probably don't have a better choice. But I would not be surprised at all if he doesn't reach 30 points. So even if he gets, 24 points, you say, oh, that's not a bad game. Well, that's only a 3 times multiplier on $8,000. For $8,000, you need him to be scoring 40 points, or at least in the high 30s, not, 25, something like that. It's just really not going to help you. So I would not be starting De'Aaron Fox tonight in daily fantasy lineups, even though he's been killing it lately. So those are the 5 things you need to know today in the world of fantasy sports. Do not forget to check out www.mathradio.com to pick up online courses for your kids for as little as $9.99. All right, we will see you tomorrow, Saturday, March 16th, and good luck out there. Bye for now.